I am April May BARCENAS, the Hospitality Management student, 3rd year Block E, the second reporter. How spirits are made. All spirits go through at least two procedures: fermentation and distillation. Fermentation is where all alcohol is created. Distillation is where the alcohol is separated and removed. Congeners. At lower fruits, there are more congeners and fusel oil in the spirits. Do not consider this detrimental to the quality of the product. They give some liquors, particularly whiskeys and brandies. Their character, the core of the distillation process, as explained, is evaporating the alcohol by heating it until it separates itself from the fermented liquid by beverages. The test would be the same no matter what it was distilled from. For example, wine, grain, or the molasses. Other substances may join the alcohol as it vaporizes. However, in the additional to water, minute amounts of the volatile substances provide flavor, body, and aroma in the beverage. These congeners come from ingredients in the original fermented liquid. Chemically, they have just identities as acids, other alcohols, esters, aldehydes, and trace minerals. In the product, they translate into, for example, the smoky malt taste in Scotch, the full-bodied pungency of bourbon, a hint of molasses in rum, and the rich aroma of fine brandy, and so on. Distillation proof. When the distillation temperature, the length of distilling time, the type of still, and other factors are varied, the amounts of water and congeners can be controlled. The higher the distillation proof and the less water used, the fewer the congeners and the purer the alcohol. Since the congeners are the flavors, the flavor is less pronounced, that the body of the spirits is lighter. Firstly, the lower distillation proof, the more distinctive and pronounced the flavor of the spirit. Which new spirits should you stock? You cannot carry every new spirits out there, and if you buy only those that your customer asks for, you will be at least 1 year behind your competition. Here is step-by-step guide for sorting out the winners from the all-restaurants. Step 1. Be open-minded and critical. Test everything that salespeople offer you, but test every new spirits blind against one of your favorites in the given category, and test them both at room temperature, a wine glass without any mixer or ice. Step 2. Decide whether the new spirit is both different from and as interesting as your standard. If you're convinced of the high quality of the new spirit, how it is your college's staff, then take them through a blind testing to test it. Step 3. Before introducing the new spirits, discuss your key personnel, its style, and what drinks might bring out its the best attributes. This process will help you to make a final decision. Adding new spirits to your current offerings can be tricky. Step 4. Develop specialty drinks for the new spirits and promote them. Remember that balance in the specialty drinks list is an important as balance in a great drink. Don't try promote more than 4 to 8 special drinks at a time. Step 4. Before introducing a new spirit, discuss with your key personnel its style and what drinks might bring out its best attributes. This process will help to make a final decision. Adding a new spirits to your current offerings can be tricky. Last, develop specialty drinks for a new spirits and promote them. Remember that balance in the specialty drinks list is as important and balance a great drink. Don't try to promote than 4 to 8 special drinks at a time. aging, blending, and bottling. A newly distilled spirits raw, sharp, and biting. How is it turned into the mellow and flavorful product we will sell at the bar? Our less sophisticated ancestors drank the spirits as it came from the still. The story goes that someone noticed that the batch of spirits shipped a long distance in wooden barrels tasted better on the arrival than it did when they left the still. However, the discovery was made most of today's spirits distilled at less than 190 proofs are aged of wooden, usually oak, barrels for periods ranging from 1 year for some light rums to 20 or years for choice brandies. Brown good whiskey and Scotch. The term brown good is commonly used to describe spirits like whiskey, Scotch, and brandy because of their rich earth tone colors. In general, brown goods sales have gradually declined over the years, perhaps because their hearty flavors and dark colors give the impression of a strong, high-proof drinks. They are no higher in alcohol content than other spirits. However, the brown goods are mainstays of any bar and the backbone of many tradition drinks. In addition, the single malt scotch and BMSWs, a term you will soon learn, are among the most cutting-edge contemporary adult beverages. There are couple of expectation, Old Times and Old Fosters are American whiskey that spell their name whiskey to pay homage on their Scottish roots. The four major whiskey producing countries of the world are Canada, Ireland, Scotland, and the United States. Scot is the short for Scottish whiskey. Although Americans are just about the only people who use the shortened term for whiskey made in Scotland. There are a number of categories of Scottish or Scotch whiskey, and we differ to the Scotch Whisky Association definition, proposed in June 2004 to help you decipher the various product labels. These are reprinted with permission of Wine Scotchist magazine, where they appeared in the March 2005 issues. Single malt Scotch whiskey. A Scotch whiskey distilled at a single distillery from water and malted barley without the addition of any other cereals and by the batch distillation in pot stills. Single grain Scotch whiskey. A Scotch whiskey distilled at a single distillery from water and malted barley with or without whole grains of other malted or unlimited cereals that does not comply with the definition of single malt Scotch whiskey. Blended Scotch whiskey. A blend of the more single malt Scotch whiskies with one or more single grain Scotch whiskey. Blended malt Scotch whiskey. A blended of single malt whiskies and have been distilled and more than one distillery. This may be known as vetted malts and pure malts. Blended green Scotch whiskey. A blend of single green Scotch whiskies that have been distilled at more than one distillery. Scotch and the American consumer. Now that you are familiar with the categories of Scotch whiskey, we can describe the role of each on the American bar scenes. Interestingly, although the popularity of Scotch has waxed and waned over the years, this spirit has never lost its perceived prestige. The true Scotch drinker will not be satisfied with anything else except perhaps a good cognac. There are fewer than 100 single malt distillers operating in Scotland today, and this can be grouped into several distinct regions. Number 1. Lowlands. Malts are big and soft in body and aroma, perhaps a reflection of region gentle terrain. Highland whiskies are as diverse as the area's rugged geography, so it's possible to characterize a single style. About half of Scotland's single malt distilleries are located in the area around Speyside, and their products are known for delicacy and elegance. Western Highland malts have light exposure to peat and a plummy aroma. Island malts are from three islands, Esley, Orkney, and Skye. They are characterized as intensely smoky with lots of peat reek, which as you know means heavy woods flavors and alcoholic bite. Near the sea also produce whiskey with a briny, salty flavor or aroma. Is among the best known of the Esley malt scotches. Campbelltown malts also feature a briny characteristic, as long with a hint of sweetness. The region contains that have three still but stop the distillation process after 2.5. Remember that these are the bare basics of a very complex and proud industry. Within each region, finer distinctions exist.